So I've just made under 38,000 US dollars in a single 7-day period. That's 38 grand in a single week with one ad, zero outreach. And I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how I did this with no fluff, showing you the behind the scenes and proof of every claim that I make. If you do not watch this video in its entirety and you do not take action on what I'm about to say to you guys and you don't implement it, you simply just do not want to make money. I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired of making these videos, guys. Please just follow what I'm saying. If you watch this video, you will make money. This is how you make money on the internet in 2023, 2024. And going beyond. It's how all your favorite gurus are getting rich. It's how your favorite brands are getting rich. It's how you bought pretty much everything in your life. It's how the economy works. Let me show you exactly how you go about doing this, guys. So let's jump straight into my computer. I just broke a new record. It's a new record week in my business. I actually broke quite a few records. If you haven't watched the previous video, then you can go and see that. But I broke quite a few records over the past like 2-3 weeks or whatever it's been. But my new record is, and this is genuinely the best week I've ever had as a business owner. It's $37,797 in 7 days flat in revenue. And I also built this brand new business, my brand new consulting business, which is kind of like an inbound client acquisition company for agency owners and online consultants, coaches. What we do is we install a system into their business that allows them to basically build what I like to call a hybrid personal brand so they can get inbound clients instead of chasing clients. So I built that business from $0, literally started all again, quit all my businesses. Yes, it was absolutely scary. And no, I don't regret it. I actually started all again from scratch. So I built it from zero, quote unquote $0 to 45,200 US dollars in 18 days flat. Now let me zoom in on this just so I can show you the proof in my actual Stripe account. So as you can see, all of these payments coming in. By the way, this payment right here, the 3,000 and the 500 there, was just because a client's card had like a limit on it where they could only spend up to 3,000 US dollars on the card. And if it was 3,500, it would have gone over their kind of like limit and it would have blocked the payment. We tried it multiple different times. So what we had to do is split the payment into 3K one time and then $500 for the rest, basically. So that's, if you actually do the math, pause here, you can actually read this, but I've got it on the side for you guys anyway. So that's 7 clients. I pulled in 3.5K. That's the pay in full version. I've got 2 clients. I closed 2 clients at $1,500 per month for 3 months straight. So it's contracted, written in contract that they have to pay me $1,500 over a 3-month period. So it's $1,500 today, $1,500 in 30 days, and $1,500 30 days after the second payment. So that ends up being 4.5K each. So that's 2 of them. So that's 9 grand. I've got 1 client, and this is when I was just trying to figure out my pricing plan. I've got 1 client at 1.33K basically, which equals a 4K client. Then I also had a 1 late payment of a student. Let me show you this is actually a student right here of my actual program, the beta version of the program at $297 because they were already in my other program, Agency Transmutation, because I did like a special deal for like the first 20 people. So in total, guys, I've made $37,797 in 7 days, which is revenue. Cash collected, as in like how much actual cash I collected up front. Because again, these payments here, for example, this 1.5K, this 1.5K, this 1.3K down here, as you can see, those aren't, obviously I can't factor, they might not pay. Like it's probably not going to happen. I've never really had this happen to me, but there is still a chance. Basically, it's not in my bank account, so therefore I'm not going to count it. So I'm going to count the cash collected version. So the cash collected, as in like how much cash actually went into my actual bank account, not just contracted payments, in future for future revenue. The cash I collected was 29.1K. My ad spend at this particular point, on the 4th of October, I'm a little bit late creating this video, was around 1.1, call it 1.1K. So the profit on cash collected, because that's what we all are here for, how much I actually made cash collected in my actual bank account was 28,000 US dollars in 7 days flat. Now the profit on revenue, because obviously revenue is still going to come in. These payments are still going to come in, 1.5K next month and then 1.5K the month after that. And so is with this one and with this payment down here, still going to come in. It's just that it wasn't cash collected, in the 7 days, but we still put it in there because it's genuinely revenue anyway. But the profit on the actual revenue, contracted revenue, should I say, is 36.7K, which is absolutely insane. So if you actually convert that into British pounds for anybody in the UK that's watching that, that's almost like 31,000 British pounds in 7 days flat, which is crazy because the average salary, in fact, the median average salary for all workers in the UK is 27.7k. So I actually made in 7 days what most people make in an entire year. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to show you guys that there's definitely a better way of, first of all, just going about this 9-to-5 life. There's a better way of going about building an agency. There's a better way of going about building a consulting business. There's better ways of just getting clients in general. And if you don't believe me, take a look at one of my actual clients right here. This is Martin, by the way. This is literally Martin. Look how many followers he has. He has 152 followers. So I know that you guys are thinking, oh, Montel, can I do this with my actual Instagram account? Should I start a new Instagram account? What if I don't have many followers? I'm not Instagram famous, so this is not going to work. I don't have that many posts. Martin here literally has 152 followers on Instagram. He's got 31 posts. And by the way, he's got a really weird, I've never heard of before niche. He basically helps disability insurance providers generate more clients without relying on LAC. I don't even know what LAC is, by the way, and SC. I have no idea what these things are. I am not joking. All I know is that this guy basically helps national, I think it actually stands for National Disability Insurance something providers. That's all I know. I think you can actually just go and Google this. I think it's like an Australian thing, so we don't have it over here in the UK. So as you can see, take a look at this. Martin, right? He basically started running ads. So he basically, this is Martin in the actual program itself, in kind of like the Slack where we communicate. We actually communicate. I was going to say Slack then. It's not Slack. We actually use Discord to communicate. But as you can see, this is the Wins channel. He basically put public holidays started yesterday in Australia, and I didn't land any followers or calls, so I turned off the ad. So he launched an ad, but he launched it on a holiday, which is fair enough. He probably shouldn't have done that. And he made a smart executive decision to turn the ad off. And then he turned it back on after the holiday was done. And basically he said he turned it back on, and in 3 hours, he basically booked 2 calls. I am not joking. He literally says it right here. I'll zoom in for you guys. He turned his ad on, and within 3 hours, he had 2 calls booked on his calendar. As you can see, 1 call there, 1 call there. So he turned his ad back on and had 2 calls booked for his agency in 2 hours flat. And even he said that this system is crazy. It's actually more effective than using Upwork. And Upwork is like extremely warm leads, guys. Upwork is still effective, by the way, but this is just so much more effective because he literally was able to book like, 2 calls in 3 hours. And then the very next day, he basically said, I think I may have finally landed my first client for paid ads. Took 1 call today. And a few hours ago, I got an email. God willing, my service delivery is enough to keep them. If not, I'll refund them. Can we please book a call on time? But as you can see, take a look at this. Look at this. I have looked at our budget and funding. We would like to start with a budget of 1.2k per month as suggested. Would this be possible? And what are the next steps? They're basically saying, yeah, let's do this. We've looked at our budget. It's 1.2k. How can we get started? When can we get started? What are the actual next steps? So as you can see, this is all from ads. Quite literally. And by the way, if he closes his client, that's going to be a huge win. I'm probably going to follow up with this with Martin. But even if he's not closed this, let's pretend he's not closed this. I have not followed up, by the way. I probably should have followed up before making this video, and I'm stupid me. But as you can see, the results with paid ads are much better than doing cold outreach, is what I was trying to say. But as you can see, guys, I've done this myself. Students are doing this. And by the way, this is just to prove to you guys that, like, look, I know a lot of you guys think that this won't work for your niche. Look what niche this guy's in. A lot of you guys also say this won't work because I haven't got a lot of followers, or I don't have a lot of posts, or I don't have a professional profile picture. This guy's literally sat in his car with a seatbelt on. Literally took a profile picture in his car. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. You can literally see the seatbelt on him right there. And he says, I help NDIS providers generate more clients without relying on LAC, and SC. Like I said, I have no idea what that is, but obviously his niche will know what that basically means. Let me just give you some more statistics. So I ended up, with this particular new record week, so it's 37.7k in 7 days. I ended up with around 36 to 38 book calls. Not all of them were qualified, so I actually canceled a few of them, around 8. Canceling calls is so much easier than getting calls on your calendar. If you actually do book in a call with somebody and they just don't happen to be a good fit, you can always cancel your call. You're not going to show up to a call that's you're genuinely not qualified. And obviously on your actual application form, when people do fill in your application form to jump on a call with you, you can see if they're qualified or not from the application form. And if it's just not looking like a good fit, you can obviously cancel that or reach out to them being like, hey, I'm not sure if this is a good fit. Maybe we should reserve the call for maybe a couple months down the line when you're in a much better financial position or whatever it is, so we can actually take you on. Because again, we can't genuinely help everybody. We want to help people that are obviously financially savvy, financially able to invest in themselves, financially able to actually invest in the ads. And again, the ads only cost around $10 a day. So if you're completely dead broke, then I'd probably try go the organic route of building a brand, but that's going to take you a long time. This just speeds up everything. I ended up with around 29 qualified calls, like quality calls. I didn't do any outreach whatsoever, and I haven't really been doing much warm outreach. Warm outreach is when you reach out to leads that have already followed you or engaged to you, which is naughty of me because this is, a genuinely good system that I've got right here. And I would probably be making a lot more money. Crazy enough to say that, even though I've made 45 grand in 18 days flat. And I probably could have hit like 50, 60 grand in like 20, 25 days or something like that if I just stuck to more warm outreach, which is crazy. Which basically means I've got a system that is so good that even when I'm being lazy, this shit still produces me 45 grand in 18 days flat, which is absolutely insane. Now, what I've learned from this is, or should I say the steps I took to actually achieve this, guys, is this. Number one, I invested in myself on the 6th of September. Do you think that's a coincidence that I've just had my most, like literally, I've been in business now for 5+ years, literally 5+ years. The time I decided to actually step up and really take a hefty investment into myself, 7 grand. I literally paid 7 grand, by the way. If you guys haven't seen this, go to my Instagram at montel.gordon. Go look at my post, and I literally show you the actual payment coming out of my bank account at 7 grand. As you can see, US, it was 7 grand. In the UK, it came out to 5.5K. That's like a car. I just gave somebody a car. And the craziest thing is, I DM'd them and said, yo, I want to jump into your program. Here's 7 grand. They sent me the invoice without me getting on a call, wired them over 7 grand, jumped into the program without any objections. Just said, let's go. Honestly, just literally said, let's go. Tired of like not having 100K months. That's what it was. And so I invested in myself on the 6th of it was actually the 4th of September, excuse me. As you can see from this payment, Monday, the 4th of September, like 12:30 a.m. at night, like midnight. I just literally said, I'm just going to enroll. Fuck it. What is there to lose? There's no point having this much cash in the bank. There's no point having cash in the bank anyway. It's stupid. Like, I know it sounds crazy. I know that a lot of people are going through like hard times and hardships with the increased prices and inflation and stuff like that. But like, one of the worst things you can do is keep cash in the bank. I'd rather just, like, I always ask this to people, would you rather have 1 million real subscribers on the YouTube channel, 1 million real followers on Instagram, or would you rather have 1 million pounds in the bank or dollars in the bank? Pretty much everybody knows it's more efficient, more lucrative, should I say, and more profitable to have 1 million real Instagram followers or 1 million real YouTube subscribers than it is to have $1 million in a bank account, because attention equals income. So I invested in myself on the 4th of September. And I'm just like I said, do you think it really is a coincidence that I've just had my record week just 3 weeks after investing in myself? Of course it's not, guys. It's not a frigging coincidence that I'm hitting these ridiculous numbers, going from 0 to 45K flat in 18 days. I've never done that before. That's because I went and got, and I put my ego aside, invested in myself, and learned systems from somebody who is doing much, much, much better than me. Quite literally. So the second thing I did was I launched an Instagram ad after, failing a little bit. I think I ran about 7 ads in total. Most of them was actually working, to be fair. I'm not going to lie to you. I turned them off quite hastily, should I say. It's just that I wanted to make sure that I've got one ad and I can track the numbers and track the metrics for just one ad. So I created this one ad and I called out my niche and my niche's pain problems very specifically. So follow these steps right here if you want to do this as well. The next thing I did was I created free value posts a week on my Instagram specific to my niche, and I provided sales assets. I used certain keywords to DM me certain things, certain keywords if you actually are interested in this. So I created a whole bunch of value posts, real relatable posts is what I'm trying to say. I then created IG stories, so Instagram stories with straw call to actions. The last thing I also did was I did 7 YouTube videos. So if you guys are scared of doing YouTube videos, you're just not going to have a great time, to be honest with you, scaling a business 2023. Do whatever you got to do to overcome that fear. Even if you just need to record videos and not post them until you build up some confidence, do that. But you guys, you need to start creating content. Honestly, guys, like I put it down here. If you can't get clients for your social media, that's the key word, social media marketing agency, using your own social media, should you really be offering services as a social media marketing agency? Like, think about it. If you're trying to sell social media marketing to somebody else and you can't even get your own clients for your own social media marketing agency using your own social media, should you really have the right to be offering social media marketing to other companies if you can't even get clients and customers yourself using your own social media? That's literally like being a weight loss coach or providing weight loss services if you're morbidly obese. How does that make sense? That's like trying to teach somebody how to drive a car and charging them money on how to drive a car if you don't even know how to drive a car. If you don't know how to use social media to get your own clients, why are you trying to get other people, customers and clients using social media? You know what I'm trying to say? It's kind of backwards, to be honest with you guys, which is another rant for another day. But long story short, these are the steps. Invested in myself, launched one ad, created free value posts, Instagram stories with call to actions. I'm just doing loads of call to actions. 7 YouTube videos. I had these edited by an editor. I then reached out to all the new leads, which, I put this in brackets, as you can see, because I kind of slacked on this a little bit. As you can see, I slacked on this a little bit. So what you want to do is when you actually start running your ad, you're going to start generating likes, comments, engagement, shares, just basically just engagement, people DMing you, inbound DMs, people following you. Obviously, you want to reach out to all of those because they're warm leads. Now, my cost per follower is $1.64, which basically means every $1.64 I put into my ads, I'm getting a new follower out. My cost per qualified call is actually, I worked it out, is 20 for this week, by the way, is $26 for this record week I'm talking about. So I'm spending $58 a day on one ad, and I generated 29 quality calls. So if you take the $58 and you times it by 7, it comes out to around $754. You divide that by how many qualified calls I had, it equals $26. So that basically means I can sit here in this office and spend $26, and every $26 I spend on my ad, on average, I will generate one quality call, which is, by the way, absolutely insane. Most people can't even get a cost per lead, just an email opt-in for $26. Never mind a qualified booked call, which is absolutely insane. So like I said, I spent $754 on this particular ad, and I brought back 7 clients here, 2 here, so that's 9, 10 clients, as you can see. So my cost per client is $75.4. Now this isn't all coming from the actual ad itself, guys, and it's very hard to track whether somebody's followed me from Instagram because of my Instagram ad or YouTube, but a lot of people have actually come from my ad, a lot of them, and people can actually attest for that inside of the actual program itself. Now the ROAS for that week, this record week, I'm putting this in kind of like stars here because again, it's very difficult to track when you've actually got a YouTube channel doing this, but if you haven't got a YouTube channel, don't worry about it because we can track this much better. So guys, the ROAS for this week, and I put this in kind of like stars again because it's hard to track when you've got a YouTube channel as well, but long story short, if you take the 37.7K and you divide it by $754 on ad spend, it ends up being 50.1 ROAS, return on ad spend. That basically means I'm putting $1 into the machine and bringing back $50 back out, which is absolutely ridiculously lucrative. Imagine right? You've got a machine on the side of the road. And I always love using this analogy. Imagine you find a machine on the side of the road, ATM, and you put $1 in and it brings back out $50. What would you do? I bet you any money you'd be reaching out to your aunts, your uncles, your grandma, your dad, your mom, your friends' friends. You'd be going to the bank. You'd be borrowing as much money as you possibly could to put as much money into this machine to bring back out 50x. Imagine that. You go to a bank, they give you a 10K loan. You put 10 grand into, from the bank, you take a 10K loan from the bank, you put that 10K into the machine, that's this magical hypothetical machine, and it spits back out 50 grand. You would give the bank back its original 10, keep the 40, and you'd put 40 back in and pull back out. I believe that's what's 40 grand times 50. You guys can do the maths on that. I think it's like 2 mil or something crazy like that. I believe it is. Don't quote me on my maths is terrible. But long story short, you'd get rich very quickly. That's the machine I'm building right here for my clients, which is why they're paying me so much money. That is why they're paying me so much money to learn the system. In fact, they're actually not even paying me that much money. I'm probably going to increase my prices to like 5 to even 7 grand very, very soon. And even then, the ROI is going to be insane. I just paid a mentor 7 grand to learn a very similar system, literally. And I made 45 grand back in 18 days flat. Come on, guys. You guys can see. You need to start investing in yourself. You need to start messing about. We're only getting older here. I mean, if you've got a lot of time and you don't mind wasting time, then fair enough. Go figure it out yourself. So anyway, ROAS on cash collected that week was, you take the 29.1K, you divide it by $754. It works out to be 38.6 ROAS. Again, that's absolutely insane on cash collected as well. So that means $1 in, $38 back out. This week alone, this record week that I'm talking about in this particular video alone has made me 3 grand a month in ad spend for the next year. That's it. I've got my ad spend covered for 3 grand a month. I'm not even spending 3 grand a month on ads right now. I'm spending like 1.5K a month on ads. So that basically means I've got 2 years worth of advertising spend that I've just made in 7 days. And just this last 7 days alone, like I said, it's made me 36 grand in profit, which basically means if I'm spending 1.5K on ads, that's literally 1.5K on ads times 12, times that by 2. That's 2 years worth of ad spend, just like that, I've made in this last 7 days. And by the way, guys, I just wanted to put this in there as well. I just want to show you that you don't want to create a faceless account, guys. Stop with the faceless accounts, those accounts that got like agency logos and stuff like that. Here's what I mean by this. Take a look at this. This is literally on my Instagram story right now. I'm not even joking. Look at this. This is my Instagram story right now. Literally, this is my Instagram story right now. Hey man, quick question. Love the work you're doing. I'm starting coaching. Do you think it won't work because I'm not presenting myself? And I just put, look, listen, I've personally never ever seen a single successful coach that doesn't show themselves on social media. Not a single one. And that goes the same with the agencies. Agency owners that are doing the best in this game right now all have a personal brand or a Instagram page or even a small YouTube channel that basically breaks down their services and pain problems for their niche. And it actually shows their real face. Like actually shows their real face on camera, real personality, talking about their services. And you put thanks, so whatever you put, you kind of blocked off there because of the caption here. And I put you're welcome. Have you monetized your audience? This guy put, I've experimented around with low ticket offers, but not seeing anything huge what I thought would be possible. So this guy went and thought it was a great idea to go and create a faceless Instagram account. He's grown it to 160,000 followers with amazing engagement. I'm not joking. His posts are getting like 5,000 something likes. This goes to show you guys that faceless, even when you do build a faceless account, you can't even make any money. This guy then went on to say, by the way, I don't know if I put the rest of the conversation. I didn't put the rest of the conversation on my story, but if you want to see it, just DM me. The rest of the conversation basically went like this. I asked him how much is he making with his coaching business right now and with the low ticket offers and stuff. And he basically said that he's made $3,000 over 3 months. He's making $1,000 a month from an Instagram account that has 160,000 followers. Yet I'm taking businesses, a brand new business, from literally $0 to 45 grand in 18 days flat. And I've only got 11,300 followers on Instagram. Absolutely insane. My student's probably going to make more than that. And he has 152 followers on his Instagram page, literally. So no, you don't need to worry about having a big audience. You don't need to be worried about like if you're an expert or not. You don't need to worry if you've not got that much ad spend. You can literally start with $10 a day. You don't need to worry if you not got that many posts. Guys, come on. This is the new way of building an agency. I hope you can see this. And again, I had one dude comment on one of my videos saying, hey, Montel, you keep talking about the same thing. You keep talking about the same thing. We get it. I then literally went and clicked on his YouTube channel and he had zero content on his channel. I just replied to him and I said, you just said that and you understand the point, yet you've not created any content whatsoever. So he's literally sat there just watching YouTube videos of a guy explaining how he's making ridiculous amounts of money per week using very simple content strategies. And then he's saying that you'll keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And he's not gone and created any content since then. And he's complaining that I'm saying the same things over and over again. I will continue to say the same thing over and over again until you guys start creating content and actually landing clients with your content. Then that's when the messages got through. What a dumbass. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, get out there, start creating content, forget the fear stuff, forget what your family think, forget what your friends think. Just got to create content, go for it. Your first 100 pieces of content are going to bomb, but guess what? You just got to do it anyway. Martin, as you can see over here, he didn't let that stop him. Profile picture, took it in his car, 31 posts, 152 followers, booked 2 meetings in 3 hours from launching one single ad, no outreach. Didn't even do a single piece of outreach. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. And if you do want to work with me and jump into the actual program where we help you scale your agency, your coaching business, your consulting business, or info product business, we actually have a crazy guarantee, by the way, which basically states that if you do not get an ROI, this is how confident we are. If you do not get an ROI with our program, after the completion of our program, we work with you for free until you actually make an ROI. That basically means my program is literally infallible. So infallible is the actual word. I like to say infallible because it sounds easier to understand, but you cannot fail the program. If you don't make more money than what you actually invested in the program, then we work with you. I work with you directly for free until you actually do. That's how confident I am in this strategy. And if I had to bet my bottom dollar on anything, it would be this. Look at everybody you know who's getting rich. They're doing exactly this, building an audience and then selling to that audience. You need to do the same as well. That being said, guys, love you guys. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.